This is Newcap News with Lauren Poland.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. We have a great game on tap tonight with the Border Kings.
Yeah, huge implications here. It's the provincial semifinal. The winner takes on Balgony, and of course this is a tough Rosetown team, and the boys got a hard-fought win on Saturday, looking to close it out tonight, and we'll have more coming up in sports.
Right. We'll see how it goes. And Gerard, it was absolutely gorgeous outside today.
It is unreal. Pinch yourselves, folks. This weekend, yeah, pinch yourselves. I mean, like I was out in just my shirt and tie today, and I did like a block, and haven't done that in months. Let's see what we're dealing with, people, alrighty? Yep, we've got some cloud cover on the outside, but it's holding in the temperature nicely. We're still at today's high that we reached this afternoon, just after about 4 o'clock thereabouts. Humidity at 50, the winds west-southwest, and during the course of the day, that has been the general pattern. The wind chill in the morning eventually faded in mid-morning. It went from about a -11 to a -6. And as we look across the region, rub your eyes, people. At some points during the course of the day, blue skies and sunshine in mid-afternoon for that +8 in the Battlefords. Some more cloud cover in Cold Lake and area, and the details of all of that coming up a little later in the cast.
Newfound revenue Cold Lake is receiving through the weapons range deal is the helping hand the city was looking for. As Clayton Brown explains, council is now doing something they've never been able to before.
$220 million. That's the amount Cold Lake City Council is budgeting in a draft for the city's first ever 10-year capital plan.
The next council can come in and see how this council visioned out the city. They can tweak it if they kind of see some projects need to be tweaked, but it'll lay the groundwork for council administration over 10 years.
Copeland says the plan will help council see the direction the city needs to go and where money needs to be spent years down the road.
Sort of spread it around throughout all the different groups. So we're going to build a big puzzle over the next 10 years and grow the community out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Council has only proposed a draft of the plan at this point. Come spring, the city will be turning to the public before the final vision is passed.
We're going to probably target somewhere in June or May to start getting some input from the public and then bring it to council and then pass a 10-year capital plan, which has never been done by Cold Lake, and I would challenge it's probably never been done in northeastern Alberta.
Copeland says there will be several public meetings over the course of a month. In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
If you're an Alberta landowner, you'll want to pay attention to our next story. A legal expert says proposed legislation is a game changer, taking rights away from property owners, putting the power in the hands of the provincial government. Known as the Alberta Land Bills, these 4 acts have the potential to change the way you live and work.
It's laws that significantly change what people can and can't do on their land.
The Alberta Landowners Council has a bone to pick with the province. It says 4 bills, in combination known as Alberta Land Bills, will rip rights from landowners.
It fundamentally changes the regulatory framework, it changes the steps involved in getting approvals, and most importantly, it changes the permanence.
Wilson shared his message at a property rights meeting in the border city. The key theme from those in attendance, concern.
Actually, I'm from Saskatchewan, and I guess I'm concerned about similar things happening over there.
The 4 bills under the microscope are Bill 19, 24, 36, and 50. Wilson's biggest beef is with the Alberta Stewardship Act. He calls it the darkest horse of them all.
This changes the rules of the game. This new legislation gives the Cabinet the power to rescind pipeline approvals, oil and gas leases, water licenses, grazing leases, gravel permits, these sorts of things, and that's led to a lot of concern.
Wilson says it's all about rights, and right now, all the power is in the hands of the province. His solution, have the bills repealed by voicing your opinion to your local MLA and get educated on the 4 acts.
Because these laws change the rights that Albertans have, they need to understand what those changes are, and they need to be able to formulate an opinion about whether they think the changes are good or bad.
Yesterday, a PC party ad circulated against the Wild Rose Party. Many label it as an attack, while some say it's a tame attempt. But there's no disagreement that it's a sure sign of a looming provincial election. Kelsey Bloxham explains.
Let's tell the Wild Rose that real leadership is about making decisions to save lives, because 300 Albertans will never have another date night.
Hearing the ad for the first time, this Wild Rose candidate says the ad shows just how disconnected Premier Redford is from Albertans.
We've knocked on about 4,000 doors, and the one thing that I haven't met anyone yet that likes is this negative stuff in politics.
The local PC candidate, however, says people can call it what they want.
Well, it can be viewed that way. I think it's an ad that highlights the difference in approach between two parties.
The ad targets the Wild Rose stance on the province's new drunk driving law. The opposition has been campaigning to repeal it since the law was passed, calling it a violation of civil rights.
This is just one more place where this government is systematically taking away our rights. Our rights and our freedoms are predicated on due process of law. And in this legislation, they are actually infringing on those rights.
Hozak argues the intention of the PCs is good, but the direction is ill-advised.
Only 2% of the accidents are actually in that category that they are targeting. 98% of the accidents are actually 65% by people that haven't been drinking at all, and 30-some% who are at 0.08 or even double the legal limit.
But Starkey says the law looks to get tough on everyone because getting behind the wheel impaired is unacceptable.
You know, the talk that we're getting about, oh, 1 drink I'm fine, 2 drinks I'm fine, you know, I'm fine after 4 drinks. You know, this is the attitude that is getting people killed.
The drunk driving law is expected to be a major issue in the spring election. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
Coming up, we bring you a sneak peek of one of this weekend's hottest events. The 20th annual Border City Collectors Show opens its doors tomorrow. That story next.